Hi everyone, I greet you by your time. Today, I want to be doing a talk on parents pleasing their children at the expense of doing the right thing. What do you now have in the society? You see a child doing something wrong, and then when the parent is trying to correct this child, that child will begin to cry because they know that when they cry, the parents don't want to see them cry, and then the parents will eventually allow them to do those things and get away with it. So, you see a child crying to get something that belongs to another child, and then instead of the mom or the dad to restrain their child from making such attempt, but you discover as the child begins to cry, the dad or the mom will begin to look for a way to get that thing for the child from the other child, or to buy that same thing for their own child. Now, it is not wrong that we get things for our children when they need them, but you discover that excesses eventually begin to be inculcated in children when they always understand or know that they can get anything they want from their parents. So, why it is not bad again for us to give our children certain things, things that we know can be very, very beneficial to them. But come to think of it, something like a toy, a child really desire something like a toy that is not really necessary at the time. And then what parents wants to do is to get that thing at all costs just because they don't want to see their child cry. And then the crying is now the strategy that the children use to fine-tune or to redirect the actions of their parents, even when some of these things are wrong. So if Junior is holding something that belongs to, let's say, John, and then when it's time for John to get it back, you see Junior begin to cry, still wishing or desiring to stay or to keep that thing that belongs to John. And when Junior's parent come to correct the issue, you see Junior begin to cry. And because Junior knows that if he's crying, whatever thing he wants, the parents are willing to do. So even when Junior knows that this thing doesn't belong to him, he wants to keep this thing just because he knows his crying will eventually force his parents to do something that is not correct. And this is how children are the ones dictating what should be in their homes and not the parents. But we do know that the parents are the ones that should train and inculcate good character and behavior in their children. So when this thing continues, we can just look at the little toy as it is nothing. But that Junior of, let's say, 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, we carry this mindset, and then at his 15 years, 20 years, he still have this notion that he can get whatever thing he wants. And that's how you see girl children eventually going into prostitution when their parents cannot meet their financial demands, because they have been used to getting what they want at all cost. And it always plays out to them that way. Same thing with the boy child. Boy children, you eventually find them going into theft, engaging in criminality just to get what they want, because that's what they are used to. So let's try to understand that we are not the ones as parents to please our children or do things to please our children. Rather, our children should grow and understand that they have to do certain things, even if it is not convenient for them, to please the parents. And this is just the best way to raise your child, because you know more than that child. You know what's wrong, you know what's bad, you know what's good. So for the good ones, they should tune their actions to the frequency that they please their parents. And we know that whatever thing the parents will do or will want for their children is the best. But if it is the children now detecting the actions of their parents, you will agree with me that most children who will not eventually be corrected, or if such things are not interrupted, let's say maybe they eventually leave their parents to stay with an uncle or an auntie or with a guardian, if they grew up with this mindset, you agree with me that most children are eventually the children that become menace to the society. And this is just as real as anything. Let us as parents build a relationship with our children such that the children are the ones doing things, looking at their parents to see if their parents are pleased by what they are about to do or what they are already doing, and not parents looking at their children to see if their children are pleased by the actions that they are taking or not. This is my take. Let us save our society from the ills and the evils that has bedeviled us by the upbringing of parents pleasing their children and not the children doing things to please the parents. This is Social Peace Channel, the right place to get just the right dose for your social challenges. If this is the first video you're watching on my channel, I will encourage you to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and also share them so that we can bring this information to people who might be needing them out there. Here on Social Peace Channel, I remain your chief host, Great Chinwonder. Thanks for coming. Bye.